Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin, just kind of seeing what's happening with the overall trend and obviously if this reversal is temporary or permanent. Are we going to keep seeing lower lows and lower highs, or we're just going to just turn right back around and come right out and up? We don't know that yet, but we're going to look at the analysis and kind of help see if there's any indication that it might do either or. If you're new to the channel though, bear this in mind. I love teaching people to trade. I've been trading for over 17 years, so obviously if you want to learn to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. We've also got an amazing Discord with some awesome traders here. We got some massive profits here from Floki. I actually just covered that earlier today. And of course, some nice short positions here from Alexandru because, again, we're seeing this shift in momentum and the price action for a lot of coins are coming back down. And it's just an overall, something we got to be aware of, right? Obviously, if you want to become a better trader, you got to have a good exchange to back you up. I'm partnered recently with ByBit and Bitget. Both offer amazing rewards and bonuses. I recommend ByBit for my trading signals. So I send out trading signals for Binance and ByBit for my leverage trades, and I can tell you that they have a significant bonus reward here if you use their link, and they also have very, very nice monthly competitions. Okay, now, I emphasize that because it's really an awesome opportunity. Both my exchanges offer that, and it's really cool to be able to qualify for it. Really simple and easy. Oftentimes it's profit and loss ratio and trading volume. Okay, so again, check that out. You will need a VPN, of course, for that, so I got you covered there as well. 3 months free with a 12-month plan through Express. Been using them for years. It's really cool to be sponsored with them. And again, thank you to all my exchanges for just making my my community a better place. It's awesome, awesome stuff. So speaking of Bitcoin and our community here and how this is going to work, well, we're considering some short positions here soon. In the overall sense of things, I feel like we might finally be at this point where the price may come back down. Tomorrow we have an FOMC meeting, and it's going to be one of those things where as soon as Jerome Powell speaks, things go all sorts of crazy. So just be prepared for a correction. It would make sense going into an FOMC meeting, even if there is good news, that the price would pull back some. That just makes sense to me because we're overextended, and again, we haven't had enough time to consolidate to warrant this this price point. Okay, we also got rejected very hard off this resistance at 24,000. So there's that. All right, so let's look at some things here. First of all, we're still above 70 on the RSI, which is all well and good, but as I mentioned previously, it's not fantastic to stay above there for too long. So it's actually a good thing the price is correcting itself. If we can get naturally down below and just kind of bounce off 50, that's ultimately what we're looking for. That would put us somewhere in the range of the 21,500 mark, or possibly even the 19.6, 19.8 range. Okay. Again, I say possibly because that may or may not happen, but it would make more sense to see a leg down to at least the 20 to 21,500 range, just based on the simple fact that we've been overextended at this price point for too long. Okay. That being said, we have a MACD divergence here forming. It hasn't fully diverged, but we're absolutely right there. So it's really pretty much right on the cliff, at the edge of the cliff, ready to drop. So again, be ready for it. I'm not guaranteeing that it will happen, but it seems right now at this point, there's a stronger likelihood with this pullback, that strong rejection at that level, that we might see further continuation down. Good news is we're still above the 20-day simple moving average, and obviously all the others. There is a golden cross that could occur here soon as well. And I say could because technically it should, honestly. It just depends on how strong it hits if the price goes up or down from here. So again, I'm not saying to open just a bunch of shorts, but if you were to, it does seem like shorts might be a little bit more viable at this point with that strong rejection of 24,000. So overall, slightly bearish on the daily, but once again, stranger things can happen. We could very well see the price recover. That being said, looking at the 4-hour here, we can see this ascending trend. We've pretty much broken that, right? Obviously, the price is below that level. Now, that doesn't guarantee that it's just going to drop like a rock, and we're still over the 20-day simple moving average, but we have effectively discontinued making higher highs and higher lows. Well, at least for the most part. What I mean by that is if you look at smaller time frames, we will see lower lows and lower highs, but generally speaking for right now, technically speaking, we are still making higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour. Okay. So it's not all, it's not all doom and gloom, okay? So bear that in mind. But we look at the hourly, it's definitely looking like it wants to continue to correct itself. So that being said, take a look at the RSI. We're not still, rather, because we haven't been here in a while. We're now officially below 50 on the RSI. And I say officially just because it's not like it's definitive, but it kind of is. We're dropping down below, came up and got rejected. So a lot of times what that basically just means is over the last 14, 4-hour candlesticks, essentially, the RSI is telling us that we're finally breaking bearish. In other words, the likelihood of the price continuing lower is higher because of that. getting rejected off of 50 on the RSI. We've also got a MACD divergence here too. This is also oftentimes proof in the pudding, if you will, for a short position for a swing trade. Okay, because again, I gravitate more towards the 1 and 4 hour and daily time frames, so you can use whatever time frames you want. But generally speaking, the 1 hour and the 4 hour tell us a lot about what's going to happen on the daily soon, right? It's kind of a prediction, so to speak. It anticipates that. Well, the 4 hour is probably the most consistent time frame because it's a transitionary time frame, in my opinion, and it works best for swing trades. If we are below 50 on the RSI and we broke down below where basically the 12-day exponential moving average intersects with a 26-day EMA on the way down, that gives us indication that the bears are no longer idly sitting by. They're actively pushing the price action down. Okay, so that convergence tells us there's a shift in momentum from bullish to bearish. Okay, that said, there's a stronger likelihood, even though we have a lot of support right here, that if we lose this level here, right around 23,000 is a round number, then we're more than likely going to continue to go down. So at this point, even though we're still looking moderately okay, you can kind of see this ascending trend is still okay. We're not in terrible shape. It still looks like it really, really wants to break bearish. Okay, so that being said, again, just a slightly more inclination of a further downside here on the 4 hour, right? Again, not definitive, but definitely looking like it wants to break down. That being said, looking at the hourly, let's see if we came down to a 9, we got down to a 7 with a little bit of a reset and back up to a 4. So we had 7 hours of bearish continuation to the downside, bouncing off that tentative support level at 23,000. So how much further down could it go? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our friendly cloud here, Ichimoku, and see what's going on. And if we can kind of see what's going on here, it looks pretty stark and obvious that we're going to continue lower. And the reason why, we had a lagging span here, free and clear in price action, right? So hypothetically, the next 12 to 24 hours should be bearish. Okay. Furthermore, we have this guy here, the conversion line is below the baseline. That being said, that's showing us momentum is to the downside. Very last but not least, upper and lower lead are reflecting that we have a bearish continuation here where the price action comes up to try to break through it, got rejected pretty hard, and now we're stuck to the downside. Okay, so what that basically just means is this is going to likely work as a resistance level. So 23,500, I would say, would probably be a best case scenario if the price comes back up to establish a lower high. And then, of course, it would continue itself with a lower low, right? So once again, that's what we're kind of anticipating and expecting here moving forward. So the 1 hour is absolutely more so bearish than anything so far, but you got to keep in mind this support level could very well hold. There's been a lot of volume at this price point. So let's zoom out just a little bit and kind of see. I mean, if you kind of look at the amount of volume, while we have the most volume here, of course, we zoom into the most recent time frame, we can see that we have the most volume right there at the current price point working as a potential support level. So I'm not saying you want to take a long position. I'm just saying that could very well prove to hold over the next few days. And if the price just goes straight sideways from here and we survive tomorrow's news for the FOMC, there's a great chance if Jerome Powell doesn't wreck the market, we could see it continue higher, right? But statistically speaking, having an overextended price point going into that type of fundamental catalyst is never a great thing. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so again, the price could continue higher, but we've got a strong resistance at 24,000. Price could continue lower, but we've got a strong support at 23,000. We might see range-bound activity for a little while. If you're going to have some profit targets, make them tight, and just make sure that you trade with the best possible risk management. And by what I mean by that is use a trailing take profit target, or perhaps more so importantly, adjust your stop loss as you hit your profit targets. Right? You should always have more than one profit target, and you should always have more than one stop loss, or just more than one potential stop loss. And what I mean by that, your stop loss should be moving as you hit your targets. Okay, that's how you secure profits. That's how you survive in this market. That's why we have thrived as a community for the most part. While yes, there's little ups and downs, that's how trading works. For the most part, we've done very, very well for ourselves because we've minimized our loss. Okay, so again, keep up the great work. Super proud of my community. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site link down below. I look forward to working with you. Best of luck, and be very careful tomorrow while trading during the FOMC. All right, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.